Madam Evelyn Kutu, Managing Director of the Bank of Industry, Dr. Orea, Managing Director of NEXIM, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that it is a great pleasure for me to be today at the Bank of Industry headquarters here in Abuja on behalf of my President, Dr. Donald Kaberuka, the African Development Bank team, for the signing of the loan agreement for the Nigerian Small and Medium Enterprise Program with the NEXIM Bank and the Bank of Industry of Nigeria. First, I would like to express my deep appreciation to the Bank of Industry for gracefully accepting to host this event. I would also like to acknowledge the support of the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria for their effort in the finalization of this important program. Allow me here to congratulate partners of the BOI and NEXIM who have worked tirelessly with us for the past 2 years to reach this milestone. Now, I shouldn't be, I may not be giving very much justice to the process when I say for the past 2 years. Evelyn was just whispering to me that this process goes back to 2003.
Yes.
And you can see clearly the road that we have gone through to come to this important signing event today. It's clear that Donald Kaberuka, when he took the leadership of the bank, I had not joined the bank, but this background was told to me as I was coming to Nigeria. He came here to meet the Nigerian authority. Dr. Kaberuka made one big constat or some observation. The bank had been lending to commercial institutions in Nigeria for several years. We had a different line of credit for most of the big institutions. Yet, it was difficult for the bank to pinpoint really the development outcome in terms of job creation, in terms of women empowerment or activities. So the observation led Nigerian authority to formulate the wish that clearly maybe we haven't got the right instrument to get the bank resources to the people who need, notably the small and medium-sized enterprises who we believe deeply are the real creator of jobs and promote poverty reduction in this country. So that's when he took this initiative. I think the idea was already in the pipeline, as the managing director mentioned. But Kaberuka, as he returned to Tunis, put the team of our OPSM department together to really engage the preparation and appraisal of this important program. So clearly, you can see that there was an underlying objective underpinning this loan. It's not the conventional loan. We used to really showcase this everywhere. In Africa, we say, if it works here in Nigeria, this is probably the way AfDB should go about on the continent. So clearly, as many of you came to sense in the bank priorities, in our strategy, ongoing strategy in Nigeria, the development and support to financial sector, allowing them to provide the needed credit and finance to those who need it. This has been as the central pillar of the bank strategy here in Nigeria as we seek to promote inclusive growth across the continent. So, when observers look at the African continent, strong macroeconomic performance, strong growth over the past decade, a continent that has been able to shoulder the impact of two global financial crises. Well, it's not surprising why. The answer to our resilience, the resilience of our economy, has been clearly the fact that good policy were put in place, sound macroeconomic policy were designed, and these allow us, when the global environment was weak, it allowed us to really continue prospering. But there was another side to the coin. The other side was that we were able to deliver such a strong performance while poverty was still going up, while unemployment was still at double-digit rate, in some cases at an alarming rate in some countries. So you can understand why, in coming here today and signing this loan as a development institution, we are not just trying to sign any type of finance, because we do, as I mentioned, then supporting UBA, Access Bank, other financial institutions. But this is critical for us because there are some implicit development outcomes that we hope we would be able to deliver in this key bank stakeholder, which is Nigeria. So we are here today to then talk about this line of credit. The idea is to get $500 million facility to BOI and 200 to NEXIM. Obviously, Madam Doctor, you knew we decided to go on a programmatic approach. And the idea for that is for us to ensure that we can be able to deliver while taking advantage of all the technical assistance, capacity building that would be required to face the risk that we have within those sectors. It's not surprising that the central bank has been at the forefront of this, because they perceive that unless the government, the policymaker step in, it is very difficult to remove the risk that is perceived there for the commercial enterprises to come in. So we are confident that this program will help domestic export-oriented small and medium-sized enterprises modernize and expand their operation to be more competitive as Nigeria continues its effort to diversify its economy away from oil and gas. By spurring job creation in productive sector, this program will meet the ultimate objective of inclusive growth, which is at the core of the African Development Bank long-term strategy on the continent. We also hope that the technical assistance package, which is included, and there I have to congratulate you, Madam, dearly. I know we had a very difficult negotiation, but that's how we can feel today. We need to beat our chest. Your acceptance to move along with this component of the program show your commitment to really undertake this mission of resource delivery for those who are needed. So I think, for the audience here, this really delay the signing today or the implementation of this today. We work also very tirelessly to remove other constraints. I don't need to elaborate on all those, but I can only congratulate both of my colleagues, my right and left, for their commitment. At some point, one could say, well, the bank is really, what's the fuss about giving us money? Because we are an institution. We've been doing this in Nigeria, so why not trust us to do it? But again, they understood the bank side. And that's how, when I discussed this with the president, with Tim Turner, they all agree that so long as we have that commitment on the authority side, we must push this, get all the obstacles removed for our board to accept the implementation of this program. And that's why we are here today. To conclude, following the signing of this loan agreement, we are looking forward to what? We are looking forward to securing the sovereign guarantee component from the federal government. And there also, I'm pleased to report that the borrowing plan that the ministers really, in which she put this agreement, has been passed, as I'm told this afternoon, which will augur us the possibility to sign with the federal government the guarantee which allow the bank to really lend you this facility at a really concessional term. To conclude, Madam, Doctor, the African Development Bank remains strongly committed to supporting the mission of BOI and NEXIM, which to us are critical partners as we strive together to promote sustained economic growth and improve the life of people in Africa. Thank you very much.
Let me thank my brother, the resident representative of African Development Bank, my sister, the MD of Bank of Industry, our colleague, a very good brother, and then my colleague, Mrs. Salami, who is the Executive Director of Business Development. Ladies and gentlemen, NEXIM is indeed delighted to partner once again with African Development Bank with this line of credit, which is going to enhance the bank's financial capability towards further development of the export-oriented small and medium enterprises and help in diversifying the economy of Nigeria away from oil. This is the second line of credit that NEXIM will be availing from ADB. And the bank is very, very confident that this funding intervention will be as impactful and successful as the ADB export stimulation loan. Like my brother said, to us, this is a facility that is export-oriented and is targeted at the SME financing program, which is designed to achieve or address some key areas. Like you mentioned, there was growth. Some of the banks were doing very well, but what was happening? Poverty was ravaging our people. This facility is meant to spur job creation, especially in the productive sectors of the Nigerian economy. When you look at the areas of manufacturing, the areas of agriculture, agro-processing for us, you look at the solid minerals, and even the services. Within the services subsector, one should be looking at the creative entertainment, which has huge potentials. One should be looking at how do we develop our tourism. At the same time, the transport subsector is also very important. To us, this line of credit will also assist us to modernize the export-oriented SMEs so that we can enhance their competitiveness as well as try to expand their level of operations. All this should be done in order to support the federal government of Nigeria's policy of diversifying the economy of Nigeria away from the monoproduct of oil and gas. This facility provides a very great opportunity to NEXIM Bank to make available concessional long-term funding in pursuing our strategic objectives of how do we enhance value-added export, how do we support and promote the SME developments, as well as ensuring credit flow to the unserved areas in the non-oil sectors. of the Nigerian economy. Those sectors that have very high growth potentials in terms of job creation and foreign exchange generation for Nigeria. We are happy that after a long journey, we'll be able to sign this line of credit today. Let me thank ADB and my colleague, the MD of Bank of Industry, who has worked very tirelessly together to see that today we signed this letter of credit, this line of credit. NEXIM will soon make available to the public the operational guidelines for the SMEs in Nigeria to avail this facility. Thank you very much.